Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you are doing well. So this is episode number three. I was about to sleep yesterday and I asked myself, what should I record tomorrow? And I really enjoy doing this for you. So I picked this topic for today. And this topic is about the mindset or like how consultants think sometimes. Well, I'm talking about myself, but I tried to break it down, but I think a lot of people share the same steps with me, maybe better, which I'm gonna appreciate if you share your thoughts. Um, so when it comes to a consultant, okay, a Salesforce consultant specifically, and or a business analyst, how do you recommend something? How do you make your suggestions when you are talking to a client, when you are gathering requirements? This is what we're gonna talk about today. So I did draw this kind of diagram chart kind of thingy, and we're gonna go through it step by step. So let's start with the first, which is can this be solved using out of the box Salesforce feature? Whenever you are basically having a meeting with a client and then you're doing the requirements gathering, you are listening to them. We need this, we need that. This is what we are looking for. This is what success to us mean. A lot of things that we take into consideration. And, one of them is, are we, for example, building something that is can be maintained by the client? How difficult the task is? How can we simplify it? If we simplify it enough, does that work the way it should? Does that meet what the client is looking for? Do we really understand what we have in the cloud or Salesforce org versus what the client is looking to achieve? A lot of questions goes through our heads. So when we ask ourselves this question, or maybe we are brainstorming during the meeting or internal meeting after the client call, there are two options that we usually go to. Is this can be solved using out of the box? Yes, then use standard tools. If no, can we extend a declarative tool? So I will start with the yes because there's something that I want to share. When we say use Salesforce tools, usually like when it comes to clients or when it comes to us as consultants, there is something that makes a good consultant versus an average one, which is you are working on a project, and that project, for example, the client has purchased Sales Cloud. The first question is, do you understand what you have with Sales Cloud? Because when when it comes to multiple clouds, like we have common stuff that we use, all of us, right? For example, login as a different user, using maybe Flow to create automations, um, maybe enabling, I don't know, or configuring a web to lead, maybe permission sets, creating objects, creating fields, formulas, assignment rules, all of these things. It's something that we study at the admin level or a developer or maybe app builder. There is a lot of things that we do study that is pretty common between different clouds. But when you are working on a specific one, okay, there is things that you have to keep in mind. Because when we talk about Sales Cloud, what does make Sales Cloud unique? Do you understand? First question I'm gonna probably ask is, do you understand territory management? Do you understand opportunity forecasting? Do you understand? There is something that makes that cloud unique, and this is where it comes handy because sometimes you could say, "Oh, we could maybe work on this way," which not necessarily wrong, but there is a feature out of the box that can do the same or can achieve something better. So you don't, which may means that less bugs, less errors, can be easily maintained, less maintenance or effort involved. So And I will give another example. When we go to, for example, let's say Service Cloud, do we understand how omni-channels work? Do we understand queues? Do we understand entitlements? Do we understand milestones? Do we understand case routing? So this is, if you really have this knowledge, I think you can really, you know, have a way better responses and architecture when it comes to the solution. Fundraising, for example, nonprofit cloud, which the one that I worked with the most. Do you understand case management? Do you understand fundraising, gifts, data processing engine, action relationship center, uh, program management, benefits? So this is why the CS, there is a lot of work involved in it. So I would advise anybody who's doing consulting work to just like have a basic knowledge first about like the different features that comes, with your admin when you are first discovering or working on Salesforce. Plus, if you are a consultant and you are working on a project, to understand the cloud itself, that cloud, and the feature that comes with it. Now let's move to the second. Sorry, well, it's already 6 minutes. I love talking about this, but anyway, I don't want the video to be too long, but we'll move to no. So can we extend the declarative tool? When we say can we extend this declarative tool, now we have also another option. Is it no? Does this require custom development? If it's yes, modify existing solutions, custom metadata, dynamic forms, etc. Because you have the solution within the cloud, but it's up to you to extend it, and you also have the tools to extend it. And what I mean by that, you have features that work the way the client wants it, but still need that tuning. Okay, that that small, change or tweak to make it almost perfect, or maybe even perfect for that scenario. So this is also comes to the fact that you need to understand what is the capabilities of that cloud or the tools that you have within, plus how flexible it is, or what tweak you can add to it to make it like suitable to the solution or the work you're doing. If it's a no, does this require a custom development? No, reevaluate requirements, because at this point, if whatever you have in the cloud plus whatever you can build as a custom is will not work, then that's maybe something wrong with how you regather the requirements, or there's some sort of misunderstanding, which is okay. Sometimes it happens. It's okay to go back and reevaluate. Yes, will this custom solution negatively impact system performance, maintenance, or future scalability? And this is something that I would love to talk about for like 10 minutes, but unfortunately, um, sometimes when we are working on an org, and I've seen this as well, is we don't keep in mind of, okay, do we keep everything as healthy? Do we keep the performance as it should? Is there something wrong that we are doing that could expose, maybe we are working on an integration, and we are maybe using the system admin to do that integration, and we are basically opening up everything to a third party app or a solution. Sometimes we are creating way a bunch of fields on the same object, and that could affect the loading page and performance. So if, for example, the client or a future admin wants to change our solution, how scalable that is, how easy that is, how feasible, doable, not necessarily easy, but it is even doable, because sometimes the system works in a different way, and you are working on a custom solution that basically impact it negatively. So we should keep that in mind. So if it's a no, then proceed with the custom development. Could be an Apex, could be a Lightning Web Component, could be some sort of integration. If a yes, Again, we go back, reevaluate. Because no matter how good your solution is, if it's not cannot be maintained well, can will affect the performance negatively, impact it. It's not scalable. I wouldn't advise going with it. Now, example of a negative impact, um, the ones that I mentioned, blocks native Salesforce updates, slows down system performance, too many triggers, batch jobs, even in terms of fields and sections, and the loading time could be impacted. But you know, you could you have different workarounds. Salesforce conflicts with future Salesforce enhancements, makes system harder to maintain for admins. So this is how my honestly brain works. I know a lot of people do the same. Some people do better. Some people maybe are not aware. But if you keep this in mind, and you, for example, study well the cloud that you are maybe giving suggestion to, or solution to, or working with it, and basically trying to solve a problem that the client has, I would say if you follow the same steps and you have enough knowledge about that cloud, plus admin, maybe um, basic knowledge, plus maybe if you are a developer, that's also something that will definitely help you with the custom solutions. It is beneficial. It's a lot better than, just jump into, okay, we need this, yeah, we can create some sort of code, we can write some sort of an epics class, we can maybe build a flow which actually you have something similar that you can use and add just a little bit to it to make it perfect. I know this episode is a little bit different. I just love to talk about it. Maybe the next one is going to be about some quick tip, 3-4 minutes video. But I truly appreciate your time, and let me know what do you think. Thank you again for your time and for watching. Take care.